Okay, so I got invited to give a workshop on personal branding, and I decided why not bring you with me and show you how I'm preparing for it. I love personal branding and I love LinkedIn, but just the thought of having to structure everything I know in a workshop is a bit overwhelming to me, so I'm going to show you how I've been dealing with that. I actually haven't created a slide deck in a very long time, probably since I finished my masters, or maybe like I did one or two, but they weren't like aspiring to be beautiful and aesthetic. So I feel a bit out of practice, and the timing couldn't be more perfect because Chronicle, an AI-powered presentation builder, slide deck builder, they reached out to me and asked if I want to test and demo their tool. And of course I said yes, because Chronicle is exactly for this use case. It helps you create beautiful slides with AI in minutes that look designer grade, like really pretty. And we're going to see how to use it together in this step-by-step me preparing my workshop thing. So let's go. Okay, to start, before I wrote a single line for my structure, I had to get clarity on who will be there at this workshop, what is the goal of the session, and what do I actually want people to take away from this in terms of actionable advice. So in my case, this workshop is for people who are building or want to launch their side business and they're working 9 to 5 while planning to turn this into a full-time thing eventually, but once they have some income and stability first, they're very short on time, they're working full-time, they're building this thing, and they want to see how they can make personal branding work, how they can get potential clients from this, potential collaborators, and how they can do all of that while not burning out and not posting, 20 times a week. So once I understood the audience, I think the next step is building the structure of the outline of the presentation. And thankfully, recently I created a full-on playbook, LinkedIn playbook, where I outline my whole process for like building personal brands on LinkedIn. And also I have lots and lots of notes of me preparing for mentorship calls with other founders and marketers on Growth Mentor, where I also helped them get up to speed on LinkedIn. So I just kind of gathered all of that information in one doc, copied that, and actually it's now time to go to Chronicle right away because the structure is kind of in this document, right? So kind of this document is already a little bit structured and I just need to polish it, and we can do that directly in Chronicle. So let's dive into Chronicle without further ado. So welcome to Chronicle. Chronicle is an AI-powered presentation slide deck builder. And to create a new Chronicle, as they call it, you can either paste text, paste your existing notes from anywhere, generate from a prompt, so you can just give it an outline and then it generates the slides for you and suggests the structure. And you can also import from URL, so turn any landing page, website into a presentation. And of course, you can also start from scratch. But what we're going to do, because I already have my long document with all of my learnings and knowledge, and it's already structured in a way that makes sense, I'm going to paste in text. So let's select that, paste content. I'm going to paste all of it in. It's super, super long. Then we need to adjust here what we want to adjust. So for example, if you already know, okay, it's a sales deck or it's a proposal, you can already select that. I guess I'm just gonna select auto and let the AI decide what the type of presentation here is. Number of chapters, you can decide on how many chapters or slides, I guess, you would like to have in a presentation. And then also you can decide if you want the AI to rewrite the text or to preserve the text as is. I'm going to select subtle rewrite because I don't mind if some words or sentences are changed or if the structure is slightly different if the core information is preserved. And then the language, of course, you can choose different languages as well. I'm going to choose English, US. Actually, I'm going to choose UK because I prefer the UK spelling. Cool, now we're gonna hit continue. And we're letting Chronicle do its magic. It's gonna create a storyline and build the structure, and then we can finalize it in a little bit. Here we go. So this is the storyline that Chronicle came up with. LinkedIn revenue machine, the exact system that generated 1 million in 18 months. And then these are the slides, and on the right here you can adjust the layout. So if you think, okay, for the first slide I would like to have a median description or a median 4 points, or a heading, or maybe an iPhone, and like around it iPhone mockup, and then around it we want some key points. Chronicle already suggests the layout. I'm gonna trust what it suggests, but also you can remix and change the layout, of course, after generating the presentation. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So let's read a little bit, okay, what it's saying. That sounds really good. Audience clarity, yes. Content framework, yes. Content system, creation workflow, start documenting, I love that. Growth tactics, very important. Key lessons, I love it. So let us generate the presentation now. It's going to create the presentation slides now, which is very exciting. And it decided to create 9 chapters, as we also saw in the overview. So our presentation has been created. Amazing. Let me show you what you can do now to customize it, make it your own, and how everything works. So first of all, the title slide, this is the title slide. You can add this subtle glow, or you can also add an image and replace it like this, just by clicking this icon, or you can also have a full screen, you know, background image, but you can see the slide looks very like sleek. And Chronicle also lets us choose a theme. So there is a Chronicle theme, the paper theme, romantic theme. What the ones I like are also this modern tech one. I like this one, and I like, for example, also the brown one as well. So let's say I want this brown theme, and let's say, yeah, the theme is applied to all slides. And now let's head to the actual slides that were built. So let me just scroll through to see what is there. This is what the slides look like. Beautiful. I love these blocks of text alternating with the images. Growth tactics. 2 mockups. I can add some, you know, LinkedIn profiles here, my LinkedIn profile or our team's LinkedIn profile. So the slides are here. It's not too much text, which is very important. I think with some slides I even will reduce the text a little bit because I don't want to overwhelm the audience. So maybe like even less than that, maybe like 1 paragraph maximum. So let's say I'm not a big fan of this slide. I think it's too much text. Then I can just hit this remix button and select a different layout. Like, for example, let's choose this one. I like this one. And now we have a different layout based on the description of the slide that was generated in the first step that we generated together. So I can replace these images now. Let me do that. To change an image, you can simply hit this button and then go to your file, select it, open, and now the image has been replaced. Let's do the same with the other side. So now we've replaced both of the images, and the cool thing is also in Chronicle you can open up every image as well to show it in more detail or to show the full version of it and comment on it as you present. So that's really cool. Another cool thing about Chronicle and making these slides is that when you right click or if you select insert, you can add these widgets, it's called. And a widget is anything, like it's a paragraph, heading, call out, text card, number card, icon card, image, embed, mockup like this, for example, here, this is a mockup of a phone, and it's also a widget, and you can move it around, of course. And you can also replace the image inside of the mockup, of course, so that it looks like, you know, like a mockup of an iPhone. And you can change the type of mockup as well from, you know, top crop, so if you want to position it more like this, or to bottom crop as well if you're showing navigation or something like that. Also, if you increase the size here, then you can also like scroll, which is also another cool feature here, to scroll horizontally. So let me show you some other widget options. You can insert widget, and the ones I like, for example, are of course mockup, quote, sticky note is also nice if you want to add one. You can change the color of it here. And also insert widget, you can add a icon card. I love the icon cards. I think they're very cute. You can change the icon here, and there's lots of icons, and you can write the key point. So that's really cool. And what else? You can insert a widget to add even like what they're building right now or like an Eisenhower matrix. In this case, the Eisenhower matrix is really cool, like for showing what tactics should you focus on when growing on LinkedIn, what should you eliminate. Like, I don't know, scrolling on LinkedIn for hours and hours is probably not going to give you the best return on investment, but creating free resources and sharing them with your audience, that is gonna, you know, grow your account and help you reach your ICP and your target audience. So that is really cool. I love the Eisenhower metrics feature as well. Now I need to move this back. And another thing I love about Chronicle is that if you insert a new chapter, so a new slide, you can add some widgets to it, like let's say this bill card, and then I want to insert an icon card, and I want to have, let's say, an image, a Polaroid image. I love Polaroid images, like this, and then maybe a heading like this. Like, I don't know how to position the elements so that it looks nice and clean, or I'm not like, I don't want to think about it because I don't have the time for it. So I'm just going to hit the remix button here. I can add a chapter title and description, so let me do that. So just a quick example, we can create a slide about deciding on your free content themes, and I'm going to choose this layout. I'm gonna hit remix. And this already looks so much better than what I had created, like much more visually balanced. But that's not all. Another feature that is great is that you can rewrite content with AI, or continue writing, or change the tone, or change the length. So let's say I want to make this a bit longer. I'm gonna just like adjust the slider to 5-6 sentences, and the AI will take care of it, like this. Those are a lot of sentences, so let me just reduce it again to 2 to 4. That's definitely more than enough text. But if you want to write a longer paragraph, or if it's a report or a proposal and you're rewriting text a lot, that can be super helpful. And my favorite part about this Chronicle, I mean, all of it is really cool, but I think one of my favorite parts is the present mode. So if you go to present mode, then this thing pops up, so you can kind of narrate as you are presenting. And when you hold Command or Control on Windows, you can highlight one point at a time, like this. Let me just hide this. One point at a time. You can also click into it and then navigate with your keyboard buttons. That's really cool. And then let's go to the next slide. You can highlight just the title by holding the Command key or Control, or just the text, or just the image. And it works like this. Isn't it cool? I think it's really cool. So for the next few minutes or so, I'm going to continue tweaking the slides, but I already have the presentation, I have the slide deck, I have, you know, everything I need to give this workshop. Basically, I just need to slightly tweak the content, replace the images, and it has saved me, you know, a ton of time already. And the slide deck looks super, super professional, so that's really, really cool. If you're looking for a new slide deck presentation tool, then I highly recommend Chronicle. I've had a lot of fun working on this, and my slides are almost ready, and it only took a few minutes, so I can definitely recommend them, and I'll be using them for our workshops as well, so hopefully many more to come. And you can get started using Chronicle for free today. Thank you so much to Chronicle for sponsoring this video, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.